Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to episode 16 of Frost and Fire. A little reminder that this episode and the next two episodes are all pre-recorded, and as a result, I am not able to, in real time, incorporate feedback. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't provide any. Picking up where we left off, last episode we finished off the infestation hives, and we are currently trying to haul in all of the bugs that we were able to kill to feed our crabs. We even created a crab freezer. Randy was uncharacteristically nice last episode, which means that I'm a little bit worried about him being, well, mean this episode. And what I'm going to do as a direct result is to use the very last of my resources, of my uranium resources, to build some additional defenses, because I don't trust Randy, and I am sure he's coming to hurt us the only way he knows how, with many raiders and a lot of, a lot of damage. That's what he does. So I'm going to get these mini turrets set up. I have just enough uranium to build the last two. I have just enough steel to build them as well. I'm basically going to be destitute steel and uranium-wise at the end of this. That's totally fine. I accept that as a cost of my protection, of my defense. Okay, we have an exotic goods trader. Ooh, interesting. So the exotic goods trader will buy stuff like the insect jellies. So I definitely want to get trading with them. Now, a little reminder, there is not a way for me to cause the trades that are coming out here to be closer to my base. So what I'm going to do is trade with this exotic goods trader, and then I am going to clear out the mech cluster that's out there. There's really not a good alternative. Ooh, Neuroquake. Wow. That is powerful. I think I'm going to buy a Shock Lance for protection as a method of last resort for defense. I'm somewhat tempted to buy the plasteel for turreting, for turret defenses. Let's say hold off on that just for 1 second and figure out what my plasteel needs might be. So it's 30 per slug turret. It's 40 for an autocannon with steel. Yeah, I'm going to buy probably as much as I can kind of afford in terms of plasteel. So let's go buy the Shock Lance. You know what? The Shock Lances don't really matter. I take it back. So the reason the Shock Lances don't really matter is the enemies, the Reapers, are Shock Lance proof. So they're not really going to help me. A Bionic Leg would help me, because I do have some missing toes. So let's buy that, and then buy a very reasonable amount of plasteel. Now, as a result, this trade obviously is coming out here, and I'm going to have to clear it. But that's fine. So that Bionic Leg is probably going to go to Gabe, who is missing some toes already. Both of these toes limit his move effectiveness. There's also, of course, giving it to Bash, because he has a Slave Scratch. One of the advantages of giving it to a brawler is the faster a brawler moves, the more effective he is at brawling. But I think... I'm not really sure. I think probably I'll give it to Bash as a result, if I really do want him to be a good brawler. As much as I would like Gabe to have it, I'll just have to owe him one. Alright, I think now is a good time, while there's a lull in the madness, to attempt to destroy this Inferno turret, and then by extension, destroy the defoliator eventually. I have to be wary of my hypothermia, as it is building up, and there's really nowhere close to warm up. So I'm going to have Bash draw fire. Oh, they're burning my my bionic leg already. There it goes. Fire drawn. Let me put the Elk Tech's skull cap out. I'm going to temporarily unrestrict everybody here. Let's haul on the skull cap. I'm going to have these guys bash the defoliator. I hope not to get too hypothermic. Raptor, haul the meals. JD, haul the bionic leg. Gabe, haul some of the plasteel. So there goes that one. So stay close zone. I'm going to include this area so that we can bring some of this material into the base. And then I'm going to reschedule everybody to stay close. Now there's just one little turret out here, and it would be just like the other one, very, very easy to destroy. Actually, no, there's two. There's the mini slugger as well, but it would be very, very easy to destroy given the baiting out method that Bash used. We are getting hypothermic, but not seriously, dangerously. Although they're all having a good time drinking some beer out there. Raptor. Let me see if the Eltec skull cap is probably not an item I really ever intend to wear. Especially now that it's tattered, but I guess no, you don't buy it. No, you do not. Okay. I'll sell the beers. So, at this point, let's say to Bash, I would like to replace your... Are you in any pain? Okay, so Bash has pain from his scar, whereas Gabe does not have pain from his missing toes, meaning that, yes, I think Bash does win out, because it would also alleviate some pain that he has, some latent pain. So Raptor is a little drunk. So I'm going to suspend the surgery until Raptor is not drunk. And I'm going to send all of my guys out to haul more of my trade goods, because of course if I get raided, the raider is going to want to just steal everything immediately, which would, you know, not be good. The 22 silver is not that big of a deal, but all that plasteel is pretty important. Alright, button-down shirt queue is done. We are going to be smelting for a little bit extra steel. Our steel supply really got dwindled badly. Bash, I'm also going to have you, after you're done with those simple meals, cook for the crabs. The crabs should be allowed... Animal hauling... should be allowed to haul to the raw resource area here. There goes the Exoticus trader. So I'm going to uninstall this orbital trade beacon. Now the other question is, well, I don't think until I have a renewable source of uranium that slug turrets is a good idea, because we won't be able to rearm them, and making turrets that are sort of a one-off isn't advisable. So I won't be doing that, I suppose. I'm very close to having, what did you just put on? Oh, another worn shirt. I'm very close to having the research done for geothermal, which will very much help out my power deficit that I'm running every now and then. I'm having to constantly flick my switches because I'm running low on power. Now, last episode I did say before all the insects thaw out, it's very much in my best interest to finish them off. I think there's still quite a few of them. Oh no, there's only 2. And the 2 are within the charge turret's radius. So that's fine. We'll have that cleared soon. I don't think that's much of an issue. Another thing that I could haul is this Masterwork marble sculpture. And I will put this on the stay close zone, as well as the LMG. I personally hate LMGs, as they are dreadfully inaccurate, and I find them worthless and useless most of the time, unless you have, like, only bows or whatever, but yeah. What is JD working on? He is smelting. Gabe, you are observing the stars. Geothermal power is now done. That's very, very important. I have to figure out exactly what I want to do next, research-wise. Well, let's see. Sterile materials would have its benefits. Transport pods might help with quests. Fabrication, I think, is going to be very important. So let's get fabrication. Now, in terms of geothermal power, I'm definitely going to have to break down this structure here, but I'll build this one first because that way at least I have a place to go during solar flares. So the issue here, and this is why I never incorporated the geothermals into my base design, is once you have the geothermal generator set up, the problem that you're going to face is that because the room to house it is so large, during the coldest months in the winter, there's just physically not enough space to make sure that your geothermal generators are producing heat for freezing conditions. I'm going to have matched stone here, or mismatched stone, I should say. So I'm going to allow like a very minimum amount of space in the geothermal generator, just in case we do have a solar flare and we have to all pile in or something like that. But it's not likely to be used in that way. I will probably have to figure out how to have a reliable supply of wood and set campfires and the like. But the geothermal generator will definitely help with the power unreliability of wind. Wind is great, but it cannot be relied upon. Before we slag smelt, I'd rather get the plasteel and the silver and stuff like that. And affect some repairs here. So you can see this whole area. Actually, my whole entrance maze requires repairs as well. It got damaged from a pikeman a little while back. Looks like I had a lot of zones that weren't homed properly, including the tunnels here that were infested. Okay, well that's fixed, I guess. Another exotic goods trader. All right. Let's have a looky. Now, if I really wanted to trade without having to transport material, one way I could do it is to uninstall my bait beacon and then reinstall it at the end. Oh, another thing that occurred to me, I really don't have anything to trade with them, is I hadn't done the leg surgery yet. Are we... Okay, so yeah, we are about as healthy as we can be. Raptor is not inebriated or anything like that. So let's go and install it. My best doctor is Raptor. I'm going to use real meds to increase my surgery success chance. As you can see, they have a higher potency than herbal. Herbal has, 60% potency. And this is just to maximize my chances. The room is already illuminated. The heaters are giving off light. And there it is. A bionic leg for Bash. Beautiful. Alright, the stay close zone, I'm going to remove the slag and just maximize the repairs and the like. We have a very healthy amount of surplus food, which I am proud of. Oh, you know what I do have? Oh, excuse me. I have an absolute absurd amount of statues to uninstall and sell. All these were for sale, and I totally lapsed about that. So let's get this orbital trade beacon in here promptly, and then get Raptor to go trade. The marble statue that was gifted to me by my refugees I'll keep, but all the other statues get to be sold. And I'll sell the beer because I don't need that much surplus beer, and well, it makes me money. Now, the impressiveness of this room dropped, but when we re-carpet it back, it will get returned back to... Oh, it's already extremely impressive. So this statue here, I'll read the inscription. A torso-sized piece of material sculpted into artistic form called Brother. This work bears a depiction of the minor celebrity Natsuki. A bat sits in the background. Okay, it has nothing to do with my... I mean, I know they're random, but it has nothing to do whatsoever with the refugees I saved. Well, that's good, I guess. Okay, JD, instead of smelting the slag, let's haul the LMG in. If there's ever a combat supplier, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have weapons to sell them. Or if we get another colonist. I did have some YouTube comments a while back about, do I ever plan on adding additional colonists? And yes, I would, provided that they are useful. So the silver from these trades are now out here, and we have a baby crab. The baby crab was an egg that was sitting here for a while. So I will be assigning said baby crab out to one of my my patrons soon. But, yeah, congratulations, Angelia. What gender is it? Female. Oh, perfect. It is another egg layer, so to speak. The ranching begins. Another ship chunk. That's reasonably close to the base as well, just like this one. I was really expecting, given how nice that Randy was last episode, that, oh, okay, so here's blood spiders. These blood spiders, I believe, are traveling to these corpses to eat them which is why they weren't hunting me. But they will be hunting me soon. Because I have some construction projects to work on, I'm going to temporarily halt the fine meal because we're just not getting work done. People are just so busy with pointless tasks. Not pointless, but cyclical tasks that are never really finished. And here we go. Now, Bash is butchering insects again. So this geothermal generator pretty obviously is not connected to my grid. I think you all can see that. So that's another project to be done. And then we're going to want to build the housing around it to protect it from raiders, because the generator itself is pretty vulnerable to attackers and I don't want it destroyed. It is also getting warmer. I mean, it's still negative 71 Celsius. But at some point, all these bugs that are out here will rot. You know, once we're really heading truly into summer. So it's also going to be important to round them up, get them either butchered or stored in my freezers. I think I'm going to flick off the slag smelter so that I start hauling other things that are slightly more important. This baby crab, I acknowledge, does not have a bed. Not that animals have dedicated beds, but I'll set something down. All right, so Bash is butchering these insects. We have a contract prison quest. There'll be 3 raids of scythers, 7 scythers each. I would have to house 6 prisoners for only a day and a quarter, or a day and a half. What that means to me is that we will have a lot of scythers coming very, very, very quickly. So this doesn't seem to be that hard of a quest, but I am going to want to fully encapsulate the geothermal generator and build these extra turrets before I accept it. So it's likely a quest I'm going to accept. I just need to prepare a little bit better for it. Because if I jump the gun, it won't end well. Just curious about how quickly Cauterize is getting hypothermic. Pretty quick. Crabs are warm weather creatures in Frost and Fire, so the extraordinary cold temperatures are just not good for them. Not long term. Oh, come on, JD. He was a little hypothermic, and I was a little worried about him. No, stay inside. Failing. And due to his lack of manipulation, he did fail. It sucks, because I wasted uranium. Meaning that I will have less uranium to build more turrets. It's kind of a problem. Alright, you work on that carpet then. Alright, Gabe is still hauling insects. And as you can see, we have a lot of butchered fowl meat. But spellopedes are not... They're not meat dense enough to warrant not butchering. It's best to butcher them and then to store the raw meat. Raptor, temporarily, I'm going to have you haul. So that you're helping to fix the bug problem as well. Making sure they don't rot. My dead power, false power, for these turrets are going to have to get extended a little bit more. Because of how long of a line of turrets I have now. That way I can turn this one off. This throne room's getting nicer and nicer. And I still have approximately 4.5 days to accept the prison quest. Now, 6 prisoners are not that hard for me to house. I just need to double up 2 of my beds with... Well, I already have the beds, so that's easy. Done. Given the outdoor temperature, I'm going to also move the heaters in as light sources. The prisoners aren't going to be happy because, of course, it's going to be a dark prison, but you know, they won't be too dark. They're not going to have a place to eat or anything. You know, I'm not building tables for them all or anything like that. It's only a day and a half of housing them anyway. The Raptor night ceremony I'm going to ignore for now. I'm not likely to complete that in time anyway, because it would require me clearing out another infestation. Alright, so for the other turret that I wanted JD or Bash to build, I'll get him started on that. Raptor is still helping to haul in dead bugs. There's still a Mega Spider or 2 that are alive and need killing. It looks like I am running pretty low on steel, so it would probably be a good idea for me to mine out this area with Gabe once he's not farming. That way we can reload our turrets and the like. And once Gabe's up there, I'm going to have him divert for a second just to finish off these bugs. I can't go finishing them off because they're within the range, barely, but they're within the range of the mech cluster. But I can just shoot them from afar because they're not going to regain consciousness. They're in hyperthermic slowdown. There we go. The geothermal Jenny is going to be fully roofed off. Yeah, all right. So it does get pretty hot in there. That's good. That will protect us. I think just because the generator is actually physically taking up space, filling the gap so that this room is like a 3 space cramped. So if I needed to, I could always add a little bit more room for more people in here. But that would be a good way to deal with solar flares. And I'm not going to spend the steel right now to invest in another geothermal generator until I have power needs that warrant it. So here's my prisons. Barely illuminated. And I have additional turrets. So I do, at this point, feel ready for the quest. I am going to wait as long as I can, I think, to accept it. I'm not sure about that. I do want to haul on this silver first. And probably stock up a little bit more on steel. Oh no, don't do that. So that I can reload my turrets between battles and potentially replace them if they are broken. I have enough uranium for one more mini turret. Now, I haven't invested in my kill box for my permanent kill box, which incorporates auto turrets and auto turrets and uranium slugs. And the reason being is I don't really have a renewable source for auto turrets or uranium slugs, so I'm not really ready to invest in that yet. Additionally, as we head into summer, my crabs are going to be able to molt their coats for material. I think there's just like one more bug left that I can haul. Gabe, stop going back. Keep mining. I don't know what I think he's going back for like farming, but the constant back and forth is really not efficient. So there is some glow pods out here that I could reclaim, but I don't really care to. I don't have a lot of storage space, and they aren't worth much to me. Another thing I could do is Raptor here is going to start butchering the Reapers that fell. So I'll expand the stay close zone a little bit so as to include their corpses, and also turn on my machining table to dismantle the mechs for resources as well. All the silver's been removed. As you can see, my guys are grabbing the Reapers and the mechs for disassembly. There's also some steel here that I could utilize. Oh, we have got a raid of sapping Reapers. So these Reapers are almost certainly going to take out this mech cluster and mini slugger. Just because there's not many. The numbers of sappers that are incoming to me are pretty serious. There's quite the number of enemies. Oh, this should not. Oh, we're full. Okay, that's fine. The insect meat should be stored in here first, and then anything that can't be stored could be spilled over into my regular kitchen. Okay. Taking a look. These guys might go straight through the wall that I had built. So yeah, it's actually, I don't even think they're going to, yeah, sap the way I thought they were. So let's warm up, and then we will counterattack. I know my guys are sleepy. Let's check their hypothermia. So not hypothermia at all, not hypothermic at all. I'm going to get out and try to counter Helmet and Talon. Who else do we have here? We've got Marcos Deadly Tea, Cheese Radar Deluxe. We have got Juggernaut. And these guys will probably go through the mountain here. Probably through here, unfortunately. I don't want them to, but I don't have much of a choice. So I'm going to try to isolate them in groups, smaller groups, and kill them. JD, oh, I don't know. No, everybody go to the tunnel. I think this tunnel is going to be, they're going to cut through the tunnel. What that means is I need to put like a turret here. It doesn't even need to be a uranium one, just a steel turret to stop sappers in the future from thinking that going through this mountain is a valid approach for an attack. I don't know what this sapper's doing, though. He's bugging out. And then Talon and Hamet are coming down to my turret, so they'll basically kill themselves. I don't want to fight... Ooh, good shot, though. I don't want to fight both groups at the same time. So these guys are almost within range. Alright, they are sapping now. This is dangerous. I want to get behind... Ooh, ouch. I want to get behind the turret and treat it like a natural barrier. We are getting shredded. I'm going to try to go behind the door that's here. It doesn't offer a whole lot of protection, but it's going to be better than nothing. There's another hit. 6-hour neck shot. Okay, yeah, we're getting chewed up here. Let me just back up. I'm going to remove medicine from care and stop the bleeding. Now Bash, of course, has a shield belt, which makes him uniquely able to essentially ignore most of these shooters. And now he's repairing the uranium turret. Good. Gabe. That's a nasty shot on the right shoulder. I haven't even really been able to pay attention to these raiders down here. What I'm going to do is I'm leaving this turret up as bait, so Rhadamant comes closer to this turret, and then I'll turn the other turrets on. I'm going to try to clean up this tunnel as much as I can to limit the infection chance, but honestly, it's a nasty little, mining tunnel. It's going to carry considerable infection chance. All right, let's repair the door. And then this outer door is not too bad. Bash is going to be in position to defend again, using the turret. JD is fully healed. Gabe, you are going to go to this bed, quote unquote. Get tended to. Okay, my shield belt is going down. Let me just back on up. And doors closed. Gabe, you've already been tended to. Bash, you only have bruises. Yeah, they are cutting themselves through. So now, is Rhadamant? No, he is still not a valid. All right, so the other way I could do it is I'm going to have to paint a few zones here. Cauterize, I need you to go to zone 1. And then move to zone 2 afterwards. And I'm going to use hit and run tactics here, limiting my my vulnerability. Cauterize. That is in no way zone 1. Oh, it doesn't... Where did Rhadamant go? He walked away. Okay, interesting. So I guess it doesn't really matter right now. Yo, Gabe, don't shoot me. You're supposed to shoot the enemies. Alright, everybody's patched up now. So now when I do the peekaboo tactics, we at least have a lot more shooters. Sustained line of sight. Oh, come on, stop shooting me. Oh, Gabe, or JD got shot twice. All right, JD, you need to go to cover. Nope, too late. Now, MDT eventually will cut through. I don't really see that that's going to be able to be stopped. At some point, they're going to cut through. I just want them shooting at me and not... Okay, turret is out of ammo. Alright, Bash, try to get back to cover. Quest available, Hunted Raccoon. Oh my god. It's kind of absurd. Oh yes, follow me. Alright, following me is... Oh no, he's stopped. Following me is good because we can do pop-up attacks. There goes another one. Now another thing I could do is, oops, that's not what I meant to do, is let's go ahead and destroy these sleeping spots. Raptor, you're going to rescue JD. Gabe, you are going to haul the lance. Bash, you are going to get down here. I am going to move my turrets to become a problem for these incoming sappers. I do have a power source here, so the idea is basically install the turrets. I don't even, I'm going to risk them blowing up. Install the turrets so that there's a massive field of fire welcoming them to the other side of the mountain. It's going to be tough because my guys are pretty wounded and they're not going to be able to move things quickly. Okay, cauterize to area 1. Cauterize to area 1. But we've whittled their number down pretty well at this point. So cauterize. Now you go to area 2, and that should lure Hamet because you're a valid target. That should lure Hamet down to you, putting him in the field of fire of these turrets. Alright, Bash, I'm going to have you grab this mini turret, and it worked. Alright, if JD is capable of walking, I'm going to have him go equip his lance. Oh, I forgot Gabe got a little, one additional injury. Bash, you don't need to flourish with your weapon behind you. You can face your enemy when you bash them. Whatever. Seems to be working, so I'm not going to argue with results. All right, so now Gabe, I want you to quickly go into bed to get patched up. Bash, start hauling these turrets over. Time is of the essence. Raptor, I'm sorry, I can't even spend the minute to heal you. JD, start hauling a turret as well. Alright, stop the bleeding, and Gabe, go for one. Go for one. Go for one. So when they pop out of here, it is a little annoying that they dug a path, but I guess it's not an overhead mountain path, so whatever. It's a little annoying they dug a path, but oh no, they changed. I think my turrets discouraged them, interestingly enough. So Gabe, would you be so kind as to mine out the remainder and invite these guys into the base? So Gabe and Raptor, I think you're the other healthy-ish one. Wow, another quest. Another way to do this is to move a turret. Let's disable this. Move a turret into the tunnels so the tunnels are no longer an attractive target. And Gabe, your bed is going to be returned to you. I'm definitely getting their attention here. I don't think this guy even... Yeah, he's downed. Giving up and are leaving. That's what I like to hear. This other group hasn't given up yet, though. But I'll have a turret plugged in. They are leaving. Interesting. Okay, so yep, they're gone. They were leaving straight on through the mech cluster. It's fine by me. Now, I'm obviously going to need to wall this up. But there's very easy ways to prevent this from being used by sappers in the future. And I will take those measures when setting it up. So that's going to look something like this. We are going to have a granite door and a granite door. And then this all will be stay close zone. And then I'm going to have to fix some of this as well. Going to have a metal door here. Or steel door, whatever you want to call it. So we'll fix it up. Well, guys, that is all the time I had. This episode, very spicy. It makes me realize I definitely need improved anti-sapper defenses and to set myself up a proper kill box. But if you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Keeping in mind that, of course, this is a pre-recorded episode, as will the next few. So I won't be able to immediately incorporate your feedback. Thank you all for watching. I will catch you next episode. Farewell, everybody.